It was like hell on earth. The surf was pink with blood. Our blood.
You are about to embark upon the Great Crusade.
To meet this mounting aggression.
And make no mistake about it, good will prevail.
On December 6, 1941, I was the goalkeeper on college ice hockey team. I was going to LaSalle College at that time. And we played Georgetown University in Washington. The next day we were in the hotel. No television then. And over the radio, while we were waiting for a ride back to Philadelphia on December 7th, we got news of Pearl Harbor. So we knew it was going to be a big change in our lives, so forth. I was a junior at that time. And so when I got back, I joined the Marine Corps. We were part of an experiment the Marine Corps did for a while during the war. They sent a couple of classes to Paris Island first, to boot camp. So we went through boot camp, and then from there to Quantico. It was another way they could wash people out on the way. And it really helped me because I never even fired a Daisy BB rifle before. My dad was very proud of me when I had the butter bars on, and when I was commissioned and came home, we went out on a little night on the town, and it's the first time he ever did that. And he went to show me off. He was in the bar business, so he knew everybody in every bar in Atlantic City. I think we went to every one of them that night. He went to show me off. And so anyway, I went to a replacement battalion. We went to New Caledonia. From New Caledonia, we went to different divisions. Some of us first, second, or third. So I wound up joining the 1st Marine Division in the Battle of New Britain. I was given a rifle platoon on New Britain. Then I had the same rifle platoon on Peleliu. We found out we were going to go to Peleliu through Tokyo Road. She said, the 1st Marine Division will be quite surprised when they land on Peleliu on September 15th. She knew the division, D-Day, so forth. That must have been a leak from Pearl Harbor. But she told us where we were going next. Usually they would wait till we got aboard ship going to the target and told us where we were going to go. But she knew before we knew ourselves about the Battle of Peleliu. Before we went ashore, I went up into the con where the helmsman was, and I was whistling. So he says to me, well, you sound as if everything's fine with the world. How come you're whistling up here and you have to go into all that crap? So I said, well, if I only have another hour to live, I'm going to live it and forget about anything negative. And so I was pretty positive, and you always feel the other guy's going to get but not me. I found out that was different. That didn't work all the time. But anyway, I was pretty positive about the whole thing. I think I had a great responsibility too to my Marines, and I think that was my greatest motivation to not to let them down. It was a damn scary situation. It was like hell on earth. You could smell the cordite 2 miles at sea. The surf was pink with blood, our blood, and I think that as an officer, I was trying to not think of myself, but think of my people. And I think that helped me. That's such a responsibility I did have. Anybody that says that they were not scared, I just can't believe it. Even the real gung-high guys, you know, the guys that talked a good game. Some of the guys that talked a good game didn't play the game they talked about. Others, the young kids with a rifle were the most dangerous weapon that we had. They had no wife at home. They had no responsibility. They had a rifle and a bayonet. These young kids of 17, 18 years old and should have been back at their high school senior prom. They were magnificent. We were told that they were very fierce and savage type of enemy, and you had to kill them. They would not surrender. And that was true. So we knew what to expect. However, on Peleliu, they said that this should be over. It would be fierce fighting for about 72 hours. We should have the island secured by then. But it got a lot of ordnance dropped on it before we landed. There was a lot of pre-landing preparation fire, and naval gunfire, and strafing, and so forth. But I don't think they killed one single Japanese. They were all in the caves that they had dug. So they were pretty much at full strength when we came in. We would use bazookas. We would get flamethrowers, flamethrowing tanks, and we'd have to get up to the mouth of the cave and maybe put some fire in there from a flamethrower. Go shoot some 75s in there if we had a tank, if we were working on a tank infantry team. And it was just savage fighting, I would say. And now some of those caves had tunnels in there and on angles, so they could turn around in the L, if you will, that was dug out, and they would have an exit on the other side of the hill, and we would get some would get away, but some of them would die in the cave. So it was a pretty feral, savage kind of thing. The Japanese were great for their bonsai attacks, but they finally came to the conclusion that wasn't doing them much good. We loved it when they did it because we could get rid of a lot of them when they would assault from the front, and we were set up for the night with enfilade fire and crossfire, grazing fire, and we would get a lot of Japs. So they were not. So then they fought more of a defensive battle, probably knowing they were not going to win, but they fought a war of attrition, if you will, and made it as difficult as they could for us, thinking that we would not have the cojones, you might say, to continue fighting like this. But as the expression goes, they violated the rule of warfare, and which is never underestimate the enemy, and that's what they did with us. They underestimated us. I got hit the 11th day of the battle on Peleliu. I took 44 Marines ashore. I came in on the first wave. I got hit the 11th day of the battle. I had about 10 of my 44 left. So then I went out to the hospital ship relief. I went to the hospital in New Caledonia, and I was there for a couple of months. I came back to the battalion, and they were staging then for Okinawa. Well, we landed on the Easter Sunday, which was April 1st that year, and I was executive officer of A5. Company commander got hit in the last battle, and he got about 6 bullets through his spine. He never walked again. So I took the company. He tried to get up. It was a Hill 69, we call it, and he tried to get up there a couple times, and he had to withdraw and regroup. He did the same thing twice, and it didn't work. So when I got it, I went out and I made a reconnaissance. I managed to get up near the hill to look it over, and I decided they were reinforcing the objective through a cave system that was surrounding it. So I came up with a little different plan, and we worked all the area around there, all the caves around there, the whole area, and we smoked them out or burned them out of the caves. And after I did that, we walked right up the hill, took the objective.
Anybody surrender?
No, had to kill them all. That was the last battle on Okinawa. And we were staging to go to Japan. And we were going to land on the island of Kyushu. I saw the relief map where I was going to take a company. But then when the bomb was dropped, and that was the end of the war. It was a great celebration. And for some reason, we found some sick bay alcohol and put a little bit of that in some fruit juice, canned fruit juice, and we had a party.